All right, so you want to get into shooting real estate photos and video. Maybe you're looking to make some money on the weekends, maybe you're starting freelancing, and this is one of the things you wanted to get into. You're gonna need 5 things to get started, okay? Number 1 is going to be a camera. So I shoot on a Sony a6500. Now, I don't know if they even make this camera anymore. It's a little bit older, but the reason I bought it was because it has brackets, okay? And I'm gonna get into brackets in a different video, but first thing that brackets do allows you to shoot HDR, which is high dynamic range. That's gonna be really important when it comes to editing these photos for real estate agents, because they're really looking for those high dynamic range photos in their listings, okay? Number 2 is the lens, okay? So I shoot on the Laowa 8mm, which is the equivalent to a 12mm, okay? You're gonna need something nice and wide for real estate. You wanna get everything in the room and make it look really big, because some rooms you can't get with a 24mm, or even an 18mm is tough. So I recommend anything 16's pushing it. I recommend a 14. I shoot a 12 because I just think I like the look of it, and this is a 0 distortion lens. Okay, so it's, if you have it perfectly straight up and down, side to side, it will shoot a perfectly straight. You won't get any like weird cropping in or like weird circles. Your lines will be straight, which is great. All right, next thing you're going to need is a stabilizer, okay? I use the Ronin SC, it's the smaller version, okay? And the reason I use it is because it's quick, okay? Boom, it's done, okay? All I have to do is throw my little camera on there. The battery life on it is amazing, lasts a week of shooting real estate. If you're shooting weddings, it'll last all day. Really great stabilizer, love it. But with the new plates that come on it, you can set everything before. All you do is slide it on there and it's ready to go. What shooting with a stabilizer allows you to do for your video is get those really smooth shots even at lower frame rates. So not every house you go into is going to have the best lighting. So if you have a really quality stabilizer with a lens or a camera body that has image stabilization in it, what that's going to allow you to do is get really smooth shots around corners. It's going to allow you to shoot at 30 frames a second, and you don't have to bump your shutter speed up all the way. So whenever you're shooting a house, you need a lot of light, especially for video. So not every house is going to have beautiful big windows to allow in all the light. Some are going to be kind of small, some might have not a bunch of lighting, and you might shoot houses that don't have anyone living in them, which means there's no lights to turn on. So I use these actually for real estate. They are the F7 pocket light. They're RGB. They're a little bit more expensive for the RGB, but they're worth it because I use it on other projects. They cost maybe $100 to $150, depending on if you get them new or used. And you can just set those, either you can actually hold it, you can set it in a corner, you can add it to a bookshelf pointing out. As long as it's not in the shot, it's gonna add the light and it's gonna be great. And number 5 isn't necessarily an item, but it's something you're going to need. It is Lightroom and a way to deliver your photos. So you can use Lightroom, the new one that's out, that's all cloud-based. It does all of the same things as Lightroom Classic, but you don't get the library function. So as clunky as Lightroom Classic can be and crash and lose catalogs, it is really great for real estate photos because you can put them all in there. You can auto stack by the capture time. So you stack all of your photos, you then HDR, merge them together, and then you start your editing process. If you don't have a subscription to that, I suggest getting one to Lightroom Classic if you're trying to pick between the two. Now, you do need a way to deliver your photos. I use SmugMug. Now, I like that. It's pretty cheap. I think I paid like 60 bucks for the year, and it allows me to put all of my photos and videos for real estate clients into a file. I send them a link and it's there forever. It's unlimited storage. They can always go back to it. And it's just a really great way to host photos. I don't use Google Drive. I don't use Dropbox because I think it gets a little clunky. SmugMug is made for photos, and I use it for real estate video as well. So those are your 5 things that you need to start making money this weekend with real estate photography and video. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.